Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Mobile Bay Prepper here. I'm just out here enjoying my Saturday, hanging out in the greenhouse and doing some fertilizing in my garden. And I've been doing some watering in here because it's kind of hot today here, Saturday afternoon. We had some rain last night, and so it's kind of humid outside. I couldn't work today because it was, just too wet. But so I just spent the day trying to water what needed to be watered and fertilize what needed to be fertilized. Most of my stuff in here got watered today on my desert plants. And I've got some desert plants outside that, I've had out here for, I don't know, a year or two now, that normally shouldn't grow here, but for some reason it does. I was just going to show y'all real quick. It's not a whole lot of stuff, but it can grow here in southern Alabama around Mobile Bay. Just some of these cactus plants and desert plants here, the mother of millions and other desert plants. And I've got some dwarf palmetto palms. I've gotten cups coming up that I got from seeds from Mobile Delta up around the Indian mounds up there, in cups here. So I got some seeds from there, and I've sprouted them over the past few weeks. But I've got some agave and some purple prickly pear, and some types of aloe here, and agave. Just different things that somehow I've got to survive out here. And there's a lot of rain in this area in the summertime, but it's so hot here that it seems like all the rain we get, with the heat we get, it just dries it out so fast that desert plants seem to survive here, as you can see. A lot of the century plants, and I've got some bunny ears cactus down here, and some of this is offspring from pads that I brought back from Arizona when I went out there a year or two ago and brought back some pads and planted them here, and they seem to survive. And I've got some other stuff in here. Now I need to get in here and do some weeding, but they're surviving. And what I did was I've been out here fertilizing my garden today. Like I said, I couldn't work today, so I went ahead and just did some work in the garden. There's another prickly pear doing just fine here. And but I got out here and I gotta plant this guy here soon in the ground. But I just did some watering, some fertilization out here. The containers and the ground. But I went ahead and put some of my prickly pear that I've had some issues with some insects on them, but I've had to scrub them off. Some of the stuff I got from Texas. I brought back some prickly pear plants from Texas a couple years ago, and they had some insects infestation on them, and I've had to scrub them off and deal with that issue. But so this one here, this is a prickly pear plant that I brought back from Florida. My wife and I last year went down to Florida and went to a hot spring, or not a hot spring, but just a regular spring down there. We went to some gardens, and they had a prickly pear, type of prickly pear down there that was growing, looked like a tree, and one of the pads had fallen off on the ground, so I scooped it up and grabbed it and planted it, and it's since been just thriving here in a pot. And I probably put it in the ground here soon, but I don't know where I'm gonna put it yet. But it's doing good in this pot. And then I've got some prickly pears that I took from Texas. And I want to say that some of these are some of the ones that I took from Texas. And some of these are just ones that grow locally here in Alabama, in southern Alabama. But I like having the prickly pears around because they just kind of add some funk to your garden. Because, a lot of people don't have prickly pears in their garden. I kind of like it. I like some desert plants. But I've got some other desert plants here. This is my golden barrel, and this is native to Arizona, northern New Mexico, or I'm sorry, northern Mexico. Just the desert down in the southwest part of our country. And this is a totem pole cactus, and this grows also down in Arizona and northern Mexico, that area. And you know, you're not supposed to be able to grow it here, but I've been growing it. I actually had this outside in a pot all summer long last summer, and I had this golden barrel in the ground last summer, and with all the rain, somehow it just thrived. I mean, it doubled in size from when I bought it. But I've got it in this pot, and I want to put it out here in the garden and see how it does out here in the pot, because you know, you're not supposed to put these in the ground here because, you know, apparently you get too much rain here, but somehow they've managed to thrive with all the rain that we have. So I just wanted to put this out in the garden and see how it does, and I'm gonna, you know, keep y'all updated. And I might put some other desert plants that I have in the greenhouse out here just to see what happens, just to see if they can make it, and you know, just kind of experiment a little bit. But I like this totem pole cactus because it doesn't have any spines on it. It's just something different to have around here, because like I said, it's straight out of Arizona, and I really like it because it doesn't have any spines. It's a very interesting plant. You can, you know, cut these in half and propagate them and, you know, grow more of them, but I'm kind of wanting to see how tall I can get this, and if it'll have some new growth come out the bottom, and to see how tall I can get it. But just kind of experimenting a little bit down here, you know, around Mobile Bay area, see what grows down here, what kind of desert plants I can grow. I really like the desert plants in general, and I like to see what I can get to grow down here around Mobile Bay area. I know it's humid down here and we get a lot of rain, but you know, if you have them in containers, you can really you can grow some desert plants, because you know, the water in containers will just absorb really fast, and you won't have a lot of issues with the roots getting waterlogged as long as you have them in containers, because there's only so much water that can be in the containers as long as you have good drainage. But with the heat that we have down here, they seem to like it. I mean, I don't know, I've tried. Like I said, I've tried. Last summer I had a few desert plants in containers, and they seem to like the environment down here as long as you have them in containers or just well draining soil. We have sandy soil here, so they seem to be okay. And as long as you don't have real heavy clay soil and it's waterlogged, they seem to do good here. So I just wanted to try something different, and I might bring some more desert plants out here and see what happens. So just a little addition to my garden, along with everything else that's going on. Just a little fun experiment, you know. Everything else is going good after we had this rain last night, and just get out here and drink a cold beer, and just having fun on a Saturday afternoon, and just doing my thing. So y'all have a good rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next time.